Tooth-Friendly Snacks lesson, I'd like to point out to you that when you get some of the lessons, especially this one, that you're going to see not only the information, but it's going to show you the magnets that you need to pull out of your box and have ready to go before you start your lesson. So the lessons that use magnets will always show you what magnets that you need to pull. You're given also a sheet in the box that shows each lesson and what magnets that are needed. But if you don't have that sheet, that's fine. It's in the lesson itself. And as you go through the lesson, it will show you which magnets to put onto the board at what place in your lesson. The lessons, again, are scripted. They're not meant for you to read. They're meant to teach you how to talk to children and what points to make and how to pace your lesson, give children time to think, how to respond to them, so that when a child gives you a wrong answer, that you don't shut them down by saying, no, that's not correct. It's better to say things like, I really like your thinking, and I think you're on the right track, but that wasn't quite the answer I was looking for. Or thank you for your answer, but there's another answer that I wanted to find right now. Do things that keep their mind open, keep them wanting to participate, give you another answer. I always suggest that you don't use raising hands. It's better with children even up through 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade to say, okay, whoever has the right answer, please touch your chin. Especially with older children, they don't like doing noses and eyes and ears. But with younger children, you can say, put your hands right on your mouth. This for 2 reasons. One, it keeps them from talking because their fingers are on their mouth. And you demonstrate it, and whoever has an answer, they have their fingers on their mouth. And then you can look at the children and point out to the different children, knowing that they're ready to respond. In today's classrooms, you're going to find that the classes, and this is true of preschools as well, are a mixture of students that have different languages, different backgrounds and cultures, as well as special needs children who often both groups of children need time to think about an answer. So calling on them when they're not ready to give an answer is embarrassing, and it makes them pull away even further. I encourage you to try to make each child feel comfortable and a part of the lesson so that they want to participate, maybe by putting something on the board or receiving something from the board, having them hold a special something. But don't call on children that aren't ready to participate, because it only pulls them away and it's embarrassing and uncomfortable for the child. You'll find that as they have fun, and as you have fun with them, that they'll all start participating. Now, I left some materials out of the lesson that I did with Jack and Jillian, and I'd like to show those to you right now. I often, in the lesson, will show them what bacteria looks like, so that when we get to that second part where we're bringing in our characters and introducing the germs and bacteria, then you can show them that this is what a Streptococcus mutant looks like. Now, many people have said to me, well, they can't learn the word Streptococcus mutant. Children do learn really big words, and we often don't think of them as big words because they're a part of our everyday language. You don't tell the child to go to the kitchen and go to the cold box and take out a drink. You tell the child to go to a refrigerator. You tell them to go to the automobile. You don't tell them to go to the thing that's in the driveway that has wheels. Streptococcus is not such a big word for a child. They love learning big words. I've been in preschools where 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds know every reptile, dinosaur reptile that there is. And it always amazes me because they're intrigued by these things. They're like a sponge, as you know, that is just absorbing information. So we show them a Streptococcus, and there's information on the back. This is a good tool when you're talking to children, and that's one of the reasons I didn't use it here, is because I was side by side with them. When I'm working with a group and I can hold this up, I can see the picture the same as they see it on the back. So I can talk to them about that these are spherical entities that are stringed together. They almost look like tennis balls. And that holds on to the tooth. It holds on very tight. And so it makes it possible to cling to the teeth. And because this one clings to the teeth so well, then the loose bacteria that's floating around in the mouth can gather and collect on the sides of this Streptococcus. And so you have information on the back that you can share with the children in your own words. We keep our characters consistent with the colors of what we're doing or what we're showing to the children. So this can be, we call him sometimes strepto. We sometimes call these sillies because of the bacteria Lactobacillus is one of the other bacteria that you'll find in the mouth. So these are two of our sillies that we use as magnets. Sometimes you can also indicate that this might be plaque man if you're explaining what plaque is all about. Children don't always understand how tiny these bacteria are. One of these sheets will show you on the back that you could fit 250,000 bacteria on the end of a sentence. The period on the end of a sentence could hold 250,000 bacteria. That is mind-boggling. But you know, if you're using this lesson with children that are in the 3rd and 4th grade, they love these kinds of facts. So feel free to use those. Your take-home sheet here is in both English and in Spanish, and it supports the same lesson that they learned. We encourage, even if you're dealing with 3-year-olds, send the sheet home. Make it a family activity that they can do. The answers to the sheet are upside down at the bottom of the page in both English and in Spanish. So you don't have to worry about whether they know the lesson at home. As they go through doing the lesson and finding the right answers, you're giving that same information into the family. The family's participating in learning what the child learned at school. The Tooth-Friendly Snack lesson is a very strong lesson. We've worked with schools and preschools with this. We have worked with Head Start with this. And we have found that even when we've gone back 5 weeks later, after we've introduced the lesson to them, and they have had no other instruction, that we've had 93% retention, that the children learn this information and they learn it the very first time. It's a very strong lesson, and I encourage you to use it and share it and loan it out into your community. Loan it to Boys and Girls Clubs, loan it to preschools or other entities that can teach it to the children. And I thank you for reaching out and teaching the children in your community.